Welcome everybody to RVT. This is RVT Rashid's Video Tube in conjunction with JC Rashid's Music Jukebox Center. And I'm Rashid Ahmed coming on live on social media, Google Plus, YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms. How you guys doing? This is just talking in general. I feel as though that I want to talk. And I feel as though you want to hear me talk. So I decided to put the two together. Very simple creating things like that. You can do it the way I just did it, or you can do it other ways. It's like one and one together and you come up with something very unique. And that's what we're doing right now. I want to share something with you. It's just something I came up with. I don't know what it means. Maybe it's just a bunch of bullshit. I don't know. Well, maybe it can be. Hieroglyphics. Maybe it's some kind of Sadician secret hieroglyphics. But it was in my head. And I decided to put it on paper. Not really on paper, but on this computer thing. As you know, it's not a computer, it's not a paper, it's not a sketch. It's just a something I came up with. It's really weird. Well, first of all, it's Sunday, 12 o'clock noon on the 18th. And I'm using this like a dictation machine. That's how I'm using my microphone. Like my voice recorder. I'm just in one of those moods. I'm in one of those strange moods. And one thing about artists, we get in these very strange moods, man. Where everything just get fucking freaky, dude. Like, you know, the universe, the stars and shit, man, all in my head, being non-existent amongst the races of people in the world, being non-existent and shit, and having these strange images come up in my head that mean something. I've got to search and find out what they mean. I'm on this crusade, and that's why I want y'all guys to be with me, you know, to experience this shit with me, because it's some fucking shit, man. It's just way out there. How else? I mean, sometimes curse words have their place, even though they swear words. Sometimes swear words sounds good when you use them the right way, you know. And it's fitting that you do things to maneuver those swear words in the right position where you can get your point across when you're talking. And it's amazing how, even though these images in your head, when you project them, they mean something, or they wouldn't be in your head in the first place. I'm not talking about like alien abduction, because that's going too deep into the soul. But I'm talking about, we have a subconscious that stores things in them, and we can't think about them, but they're being thought of right now by ourselves. You know, we're thinking about them, but we don't know what they are. They're invisible. It's like a foreign language. We all have subconscious, just like a foreign language. And it's talking to us right now, each and every one of us. Probably right now, not right now because we're looking at this, but when you're by yourself, It talks to us. It speaks to us. And we don't know what it's saying. Not necessarily, you may say, okay, maybe you got schizophrenia. Because schizophrenics hear voices. And I was classified as that at one point. But it goes deeper than schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is just a word. You still got the condition. Then when you put the Bible there, how you know that you're sick? It could be real demon as far as the Bible is concerned. But the Bible also speaks of, it could be a mental capability, capacity, whatever the fuck that word is, that's going on with you also. So who can know? It's question marks in science. It's question marks in life. Even though there's no question marks in the Bible, there's question marks in life. There's question marks pertaining to the Bible. But when you actually go into it, there's no really question marks. Because the question marks that's in it can be defined when you're learning the rest of the verses and what else is being spoken and done inside the scriptures. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your individual thinking. I'm talking about you. I'm not talking about anybody else. Everybody has subconscious that speaks to them, that they don't understand what it is, but they just store it there. And when it's there, it means something. And along with that, there could be images. You know? It's almost like you could go and take a piece of paper and a pencil or whatever and close your eyes and just draw something or whatever. You don't know what that is. You say you can't draw. You can't draw. You can't paint. You're not talented. You're not talented whatsoever. But if you cover your eyes and have a pencil or a paintbrush and just do something on a piece of paper, then unblind yourself and look at it. You don't know what that is, dude. It's just something you did. This is true. Something you did. But how do you know your subconscious don't have anything to do with that? And it can mean something. It can. It only don't mean something if you don't take yourself serious. It means something if you take yourself serious. See, it's two ways of looking at everything. And that can mean something if you take yourself serious, whatever you produce on a piece of paper. It can mean something. And you can take it and then draw over it and paint around it and make it into something colorful and beautiful. Then the picture becomes very powerful. Then you can frame it and hang it on your wall. And you'll stand back and say, look at that. That came from me. That came from my mind without me being conscious of it. There's so much you can do in this world. But you got to know how to handle the world to do it. You got to understand that as a person, you have a lot of doors in your head that's not open. But you can open them if you really want to. But you got to want to open these doors. You know, being in tone with your sexuality of what you like and what stimulates you, whether it's against the law or whatever. This is part of you learning and knowing who you are, and that means everything. That is everything, because a lot of people walking around this earth don't know who they are or their purpose. They're running from themselves. They say, I'm not this person, I'm not this person, I'm not this person. But if you embrace that, there's no telling how much your flower will bloom. But you gotta want to embrace it. You gotta want to caress it. You gotta want to do all of these things. But if you don't, then fuck it, dude. You could just go on like the next guy down the street or around the corner and just say fuck it, and they'll never find out who you are, and that's fine too. But who knows on the other side? Who knows what's on the other side? Who knows what's on the other side that may come in handy, but you'll never know if you never get there or try to get there. And that's what makes life. That's what makes life very interesting, appealing, and it gives life that it becomes admirable. It becomes, your life is very admirable. It becomes like everything is just, you have a lot of admiration when you do something. You're doing admiration. You'll just go and just give a fuck, dude. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter if Jack or Jill don't understand you. It doesn't matter if Bill or Mike don't understand you. If you understand yourself, that's all that matters. And eventually you're going to attract somebody who understands you also. But you will never attract that person if you don't take the time to produce the magnet that attracts those special pieces of metal to you. It's deep shit. And this, what y'all looking at, is something, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it means. I don't know. But I look at it and I say, I came up with this. And y'all help me with this. Y'all help me. It means something. It means something. It means more than you know. But you gotta want it to mean something. It's some kind of glyphics. Sadixi glyphics, maybe. Maybe it's some kind of something that from my ancestors that came up in my head. I don't know. But it's a very, very amazing thing to produce things that you don't understand. Then you become your own author. You become your own favorite author of a book when you produce things you can't understand. You become your favorite artist. You become the people that you admire when you reach for entertainment or literature. You become that when you produce something you don't understand, because you're able to step outside yourself and look at it and analyze it and say, this came from me. And you get to analyze it and say the things you will say if you're looking at your favorite author or artist or whatever. You see how it works? But in order to get there, you got to open up that door of imagination that we all have. The fantasy parts that we all have. The parts that the person we want to be that we can't achieve in this life is all there in our fantasy thinking, and we're able to project it. Or if not project it, we can project things from it. Thoughts from it onto something, and then look at it and view it and say, that's the person I want to be. You see, you can say, that's the way I want to think. And you're able to do that only if you can stand yourself, if you can admit to yourself the things that you like and the things that you want to do and the things that matters to you. That's the only way that you can really enjoy who you are as a person. And nobody could take it from you. The only person who could take it from you is death. And then that can't even take it from you, because whatever it is dying with you. See, Walt Disney stuff died with him. They're just feeding off of what's left, what he left behind. But his real stuff died with him. All of the great philosophers and artists, Rembrandt, Picasso, they stuff died with them. And what's left behind is what man doing with these things, but that's not who they are, because it died with them. So you just have the memories of them, this surviving and going on thanks to man. But their stuff is with them and death. And that's only if it's real death. You know, that's only if it's real death. We don't know what's on the other side. And it's an interesting world when you think about that we don't know what's on the other side. That it might be something very spectacular on the other side. But we have to get there. We have to get there. And in order to get there, you have to realize that we are perfect people. We are perfect, and our thinking is perfect, but we're corroded. We're damaged. We're screwed up. We're worn down. We're somebody that can rise high above the universe with our wings. But because of this world, we had our wings clipped. We had our feathers plucked. And we can't fly. But that don't change the fact that we still can fly. We just have to find another way of doing it. Another way. And that way, in my experience, is through the Holy Scriptures. Was through the Holy Scriptures, because I'm out of the Holy Scriptures now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we finished the Holy Scriptures, but it could be another way for you. You know, it could be another way for you. It could be another way for any of us, anybody that's around you, and not just you, but you get the significance, what I mean. So I came up with this, and this is some deep shit, because I believe in this. I believe in the power in this. To me, this is power in this. I don't know what it means. It's sexy. It's unique. Because I know I can't find this any fucking way on the planet, dude, by here on RVT. That's why I'm glad for social media, because this is a platform that we can go and put things on and share with people. And it's amazing and shit, you know? It's fucking amazing. She barking like that for? So, it's amazing to me that we can do that on social media and go share it like that, like this, what we're doing. And it's a release for us, like going to the bathroom. We get to be heard for the first time in our lives. We get to be heard purely, without no kind of unadulterated shit telling us we can't. We can't, thanks to social media. We can make things, we can create things, and that's something that we should all take advantage of and love and care for and analyze to the fullest degree, to the fullest extent. To say, I like sex. I like being promiscuous. I like being dubious. I like being insidious. I like these things because I like the feeling of being needed or loved or what have you. And I'm comfortable with that. And nobody could fuck with it. Nobody could change it. Nobody could come and take it from me. It will die with me. It will. That's if we die, guys. That's if we die. We don't know what sickness is in our bodies right now that's going to be revealed later on. Nor do I don't think we care around here. Because it's about the here and now. Even if you're living in pain right now, you're still here right now. And that means something because you ain't got to be here right now. You're here right now for a reason. For a reason. Think about it. There's nothing new under the sun, the Bible says. So that means there's nothing new. So we're just beings here right now. And that reason is undefined. But yet and still, is it real undefined if we can do things? We can create things. We don't know what's in I don't know what's in your subconscious. That right there was in my subconscious, I think. And I do say I think because nobody ever can really master their subconscious mind. But that right there was in part of my head right now for some reason. And for me to project it this way, it's powerful to me. It's so amazing to me. It's more deeper than you know. It's more deeper than I want it to be. It's more deeper than it have to be. It's a poem that you're looking at right now. It's my poem with no words, but with motion that you can't touch. Like a woman's breast walking down the street. Like womanhood, like some kind of mystic fucking shit, man, that you can't grab, but it's just there. It's there. Unlike women today, this knows that it's beautiful. A woman today is beautiful and don't know it because she's stripped of all her beauty because the world she lives in. She can't be the feminine one. She can't be the weaker vessel. She has to be tough with every fucking thing she do, and it's going against her womanhood. A woman is tough being a woman. That's tough enough. But when she has to step outside that and compete with man and say, I'm up there with them, that's straining her. But that's what she has to be in this world. So art is beauty like woman, but art can be itself unlike woman. And that's pretty sad. But then again, in her subconscious, it's no telling who she is as a woman. It's no telling what she can do. She's responsible for life being brought into the world. So she's more valuable than any human being to walk the earth. But the art itself in woman has to realize that and tell her that. And it's just the hardest thing to do. It's the hardest thing for the art to do. Because we all have struggles. And we all trying to find out who we are. Especially around this holiday season that was created by man. That we enjoy. So is it real joy? We enjoying it. But is it joy in it? It's all what we look at. It's all how we perceive shit. And it's all how we make shit. And that's what makes life very interesting. So, creating this was a joy to me. It wasn't a fantasy. It's just something that I wanted to do because this is our pop culture around here. Not just this drawing right here, but this is our pop culture. This ain't that bullshit. That bullshit is garbage. You listen to and a lot of literature, a lot of things that people into now is nothing but garbage. The masters are dead in the world. You understand that? The masters are all dead. The creators are all dead. We're the spawn of the creators. And what we're doing here is a shame to behold. The shit we're suffering from is pathetic. The diseases that we're suffering from is pathetic. There were diseases a long time ago that don't exist now that will put these diseases to shame. Feel what I'm saying. Understand what I'm saying. Life is deep if we want it to be deep. We are the masters. We are the masters. We are the fucking... Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Just that with EPT, early pregnancy test. Follow directions carefully so your doctor is recommended. EPT gives you the clear result in 2 hours.
Don't underestimate what you can do in this world. Never underestimate what you can do in this world. Who knows what you can do in this world? Who knows? Only your deepest thoughts exist. Only your deepest thoughts can motivate you to be the artist that you always wanted to be. Only the things that they laugh at about you. Those things mean something. They will motivate you to be who you want to be. The kind of person you want to be. I'm really quite serious. I'm really quite serious. Art is anything you want it to be if it's your art. If you're going to write, then write and without fear. Fear is the artist's enemy. Do you understand that? Can you feel those words I just said to you? Fear is the artist's enemy. When fear come around, you can't do nothing. You see? See how it works? When fear is around, you can't write nothing. You're scared to write. You're being held back. Your wings are being snipped. If you're a fish, your fins are being snipped. You can't swim. Because fear is around. That's the enemy. Fear is the enemy. Fear is always will be the enemy. Fear will always destroy. Fear is a decay. Fear, life is a tooth and fear is the cavity. It's a decay. It's a crawl. And it can kill you. You can die without dying, guys. You can't write no more. I'll give you an example of that. I'll give you an example. Just say you have writer's block. And they call it writer's block because you have no kind of ideas for writing. You have no ideas. Your ideas are very fogged or smoked, meaning it's in a foggy place. Like it's misty. You can't reach out and grab them like you want to. There's another kind of writer's block, but it's no name for it. And I'll tell you what it is. And when I tell you what it is, you'll agree that most people have this writer's block. Oh, I mean, I'm calling it that. That's what I mean, Spirit. I'm calling it that. More than the original writer's block. So, check it out. It's regular writer's block, where, like I said, it's misty and smoky. You can't see anything. You can't write no more. You just not motivated. You just have nothing coming out your ass. Then it's the other kind of writer's block, if you want to call it that, where it's so much shit. There's so much stuff inside your head that you don't know how to put it out on paper. And this goes under, like, musicians have it. Artists have it. What I'm trying to say is anybody can have it. It's so much stuff. Or it could be something particular, but you can't get it out of you. Maybe it's a name for that. Maybe it is a name for that. Most people have that than the original writer's block. The original writer's block, you have to be a writer to have that. This is some kind of code or labyrinth or maze or something that you can't get out of you. It's like it's docile in the little pieces, like a puzzle, and you can't. In order to get it out of you, you have to put it together in place, and you can't put it together in place. That means you can't get it out of you. Some cases, maybe you can put it together in place in your head and still can't get it out of you. It could be one thing, or it could be a multitude of things. You just can't get the shit out of you. and it's stuck in you. And you can't get it out. You can't. When you have sex sometimes reaching the orgasm can be extremely hard. It can be. It can be extremely hard reaching the orgasm. So what happens? So, also, when you're going to the bathroom, you could be constipated. And you can't get it out of you. What I'm trying to say is, there's other facets to the human body, to the human being. There's other situations, there's other human levels that you may find hard to distribute whatever it is coming from your body. Mentally, it's like that. But that mentality can go deeper and still be like that. Now, you may be walking around with something in your hand. You may be walking around with something in your hand that you just can't get out of you. It happens. It really happens. Rather, it's physical, you can see, or not. You ever try to tell somebody that you're sorry and you can't say I'm sorry? Or I love you and you can't say I love you? So people may do things to make up for the fact they can't say. Well, it's kind of like that. What y'all looking at on the screen is kind of my language. Our language is Hadithians. But at the same time, I got lucky right here and it was able to dish it out the best way I can. Now, in some cases, one may not be able to do this, which y'all looking at the screen right there. I got lucky. So in a way, I got lucky. You understand? I got lucky. Who knows what you can do if you try your best to put down on a paper what's in your head? Maybe you'll get lucky. You understand? It's not limited to one person. Everybody has a brain. Everybody has the ability to dish out the best way they can whatever it is that's in your body, whatever it is that's in your mind. You can dish it out the best way you can. We live in a world today where it's decent to live like you don't think about sex all the time. It's normal to live like you don't think about sex all the time. Nowadays, it may be true because everything is so unsexy. Everything is so unattractive that there's no problem for you to not think about it. Now it may come across your head, you get rid of it right away with no problem. But back in the 80s and so forth, it was very difficult because everybody, well, it was really something to express your sexuality when you're out and about. You could tell who wants to be tough, and you could tell who wants to be sexy, who wants to look good. Nowadays, everybody wants to be tough. In order to be in an in crowd, you have to be tough now. You have to act like you come from the streets. Let's keep it real. Nowadays, you have to act like you come from the streets. You have to display some kind of street air to fit in nowadays, and it's not going nowhere. By the way, it's not going to change. It's going to get worse. I know, because I'm from the streets. I know what the fuck that is. It ain't going to go nowhere. It's going to just get worse. But just the fact that you got to act like you come from the streets now. That's just the way shit is. Back when I was coming up, you knew the difference between somebody who was just regular and from somebody who's tough. Now everybody is walking around like they tough now, like they from the streets. Not everybody, but in most cases. Which is a sad thing, but that's what they want to do. That's what they want. Shit ain't, as you see, the shit ain't around here. That's why we're a cult. That's why we're a group. It's not around. It's not never gonna be around here. It's animalistic. It don't belong here, as far as we're concerned. That's just the way you feel about it. So it's nothing now to go around and say, I'm not into the sexual feeling or whatever. It's nothing. It's nothing. It ain't used to be that way. It really used to be that way. To be able to understand who you really are as an individual and not be part of the race situation. Like, okay, that's my race right there. That's my race right there. It's a great feeling to be able to do that. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. Because we're starting our race. As a Sadisi, a lot of people don't know what that is. And that's not really the issue. That's not an issue. It never was an issue. Just say we're a cult, then you understand where we're coming from. Then it's amazingly understandable. Which is better than trying to explain what a Sadisian is. These hieroglyphics, which I call them, that y'all looking at, I love creating them because I believe that they have meaning. You understand? They have meaning. That meaning is very, very complicated. It's very deep. It's not just a normal meaning. It's just a very deep meaning that I can't get out of me, but I can show you. It's like a ball of fire that burns inside of me, that keeps burning and burning, kind of like the burning bush Moses came across. Or was it Noah? Moses. And I'm able to dish out little things and just like an octopus and stem it out like I'm flying a kite. But I can't get the ball of fire and show you the ball of fire. Because it's like Medusa, the Gorgon. If you look at the ball of fire, you'll turn to stone. Something will happen to you. Because it's that powerful. That's inside my body. It's that powerful. But I'm able to stem certain things out from it. You understand? To let you see what's inside the walnut by looking at the walnut shell. Heavy fucking shit right there. Heavy shit, baby. Heavy shit. You gotta understand what it's about. You gotta understand what words mean. You gotta understand your own language without the human language. You understand? Because everything speaks to you in life. Everything. What are you saying to people without talking to people? Have you thought about that? What are you saying to motherfuckers without talking to them when you go outside? Or when they think about you? What language are you telling them when they think about you? See, these things is what matters in life. Not the outer pretending shit. Because the world is a stage and we all know that. It's about what they think about you. When they think about you, what language are you talking to them when they think about you? Because that's all you're doing. When you think about somebody, you're listening to their language. Fuck the word shit that you're using with your mouth. See, subconscious takes over. It's more powerful than the brain in the words that you speak. That's why it's a thing called body language that people do and don't realize it. See, subconscious, you can't fuck with that. Can't fuck with it. And it's hard to connect with and to show and to talk with that. That's why it's a thing called writer's block. And it's this thing where people walking around with these things and ideas in their head that they just can't get out. It's just in them. And they don't know how to display it. Maybe they could do it by themselves, but they can't do it in front of a loved one or their audience on social media. Like you guys are my audience. And I'm able to show you this picture right here and display it. Like, they can't do it that way. But have they tried? You see, when a door is shut tight, there's always a door that's loose somewhere, or a window that's loose somewhere. When a window shut tight, there's always a door that's loose somewhere. It's all meaning in life there's always a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. You see? See, the willingness in mankind, the willingness. Where there's a will, there's a way. You gotta understand what that means. That's a very powerful statement. And a lot of powerful statements don't exist anymore because men have grown not to believe in them. That's why they fell apart. One of them is united we stand, divided we fall. See, people thought that was a joke when you heard that in the 70s all the time. United, we can stand, we stand. Divided, see, we fall. See, in order to stand, you gotta have one kind of thinking, one pattern of thinking. See, man thought that was a joke, and that's why everything is destroyed now. But it was there from the start for a reason. Everything has a reason. See, it was there for a reason. And it wasn't even Americana. It was there for a reason. Man thought it was a joke. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. That's another one. A mind is a terrible thing to waste. Everybody thought it was a joke. That's why everybody has wasted minds to this very day. Because these powerful sayings have diminished from us. I don't want to get into it because, I don't want to get into it because it's a different discussion. It's a different discussion. And I don't want to get into it too much. It's a different discussion. Love yourself. Accept yourself no matter who you are. Because you're that way for a reason. You're thinking the things that you're ashamed of. And this is, when I'm saying love yourself, I'm not preaching to you guys. I'm not telling you what to do. This is what I say to myself, and I'm sharing it with you. I will never tell you guys what to do. Because you guys are my Rashid Katir. Y'all mean everything to me. And just coming and liking me is enough. I don't have to tell y'all what, I don't have to do that. I'm you guys' friend. I'm your friend. I tell myself, I embrace my sins. I embrace my victories. Because that way I know who I am. I know that I need spirituality in my life. I know that. Without spirituality, I'm nothing. And the only way I found out is by knowing who I am. You see how it works? That's how I knew, because I had to do a deep search. And every area, basically, of what turns me on, sexually, mentally, physically. And that's how I know I need spirituality. Because without spirituality, I'm like a boat in the ocean, getting tossed around. I need an anchor. See, spirituality is my anchor. Me realizing that this is not the only life right here. If you just limit your ass to that, I feel sorry for you. You actually living life with the thought of it's this life only. After this life, that's it. You just die. If that's the case, then what's it all for now? Think about it. You're supposed to be some educational philosopher or educational high-ranking CEO or whatever you do, whatever it is. You fancy it. You're really high-spirited with it. You're beyond formal. You're supposed to be a decent individual, decent, smart, and yet, in your head, once this life is over, you know you're going to die. Then, the thing that's puzzling me is this. Then, in all your education and all your smartness and all your wisdom and shit, what are you doing? I mean, what's it all for now? So, you, in your high educational status, know that you're going. This life right here is to go around, make people know that you're educated and smart, and then die. And that's it. That's what this is all about. That's what all this life is about. Walking around, showing that you're intelligent, with the people knowing that you know you're going to die someday. That's what this is all about. This life thing. And I do mean life thing. That's what this is all about. Or I'm not saying you gotta believe in God, Jesus, Allah, Muhammad the Prophet, whatever. I'm not saying you gotta believe in that. But leaving an open mind of the possibility that it is a higher form somewhere of intelligence that can elevate us into another level. And acknowledging, hey, I want that in my life. Just in case it's true, I could grow to another form of intelligence or person. Coming to a knowledge that I need spirituality in my life. Which one is the smartest thing? Now, I'm not putting nobody on the spot or anything like that, but think about that, okay? Think about that. Walking around, sticking your chest out, swinging your arms around like an 8, saying I'm smart and intelligent, knowing you're going to die someday. Or saying, okay, I do believe it's something, dude. I don't give a fuck, something. That is a possibility of something else other than this life, and I'm going to live my life that way just in case. It's like for assurance. That way I could continue to be the smart guy that I say I am. Which will be the better choice to walk around this planet Earth thinking? Well, and for me, I'm not even going to wait for your answer. For me, it's the like. I'm going to walk around with spirituality as my leader. I'm going to walk around knowing that without spirituality, I'm nothing. Because that's the only way I'm going to find out the truth about life. That's the only way. And on my path, and on my journey, and on my struggle, and on my quest that we on around here, I came across that picture right there y'all looking at. What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know. But it came out of my head, which makes it valuable. Just like anything that come out your head is valuable also. You just gotta look at it like it's valuable. If you don't look at it like it's valuable, then it's not going to be valuable. If you just do artwork and just take it and store it somewhere and throw it away, then it becomes non-valuable. And it becomes it's still art, but it's non-valuable art. I belonged in art places before. We had this huge closet. I mean, this closet was really huge. It had all these different kinds of art inside of them that students left there. They just left it there. You know, they just left it. Even if I did art when I was younger and I left it somewhere, I always engraved it in my head, in my thinking. I didn't just leave it behind because you don't realize how valuable that is. You just gotta see it. You gotta have the art eye. And the art eye is connected with the third eye. You got 2 eyes on your head. The third eye is your intuition eye. It tells you when danger around and all of this shit. You gotta have that with your art also. You gotta see that no matter what you put on paper is of value because that came from you. And if you frame it and hang it up, it becomes something. But you have to see it as something for it to be something. You understand? It's like you have to breathe life into it the way God breathed life into Adam. You have to breathe life into it for it to come to life. Before it can come to life, you have to breathe life into it. That's art. You have to make it come to life. People can't see what you see when they look at art. When they look at your art, if you put good art in front of somebody will look at it and judge the art itself. If it's really good, they'll say this good art. But what comes with that is the person itself, himself or herself. That's when the art can be judged rightly. I know it's unfair, but that's the world we live in. You gotta see the kind of person that does it. Say you saw a big, giant piece of art that's very immaculate. It's incredible. I mean, it's some kind of, it could be a sculpture, it could be pottery, it could be something that's really, really amazing. And then you say, who the artist? Then when you see the artist, it's a purple African. That means their skin is so black, they look purple. And motherfuckers know what that means. Would you still feel the same way about the artwork? You sit there, you might say, yeah. Oh, come now. What if you found out there was an Oriental guy whose eyes were so thin, it looked like the guy was sleeping? I mean, this is a real Oriental guy. He stepped behind a curtain and go, I did that. See, the art takes a different form, you say. A real artist will understand this. A real artist will notice all of this. And everything that the artist does, you will feel a certain way about it. You will feel a certain way. You will bring it to life for you. You will come one with it. That way, when stuff happens, it will affect you at all. And you're able to grow it out in the way you want to grow it out. But you got to realize your parents do count also. Your parents holds a lot of weight in your art and creativity. That's just the world we live in. With that in mind, it's okay to be selfish about your art. It's okay to be selfish with it. Because one thing about this world, whether you're a philosopher, a writer, a painter, a sketcher, they want to destroy it. They want to destroy you because of what you can do. No matter what race you are. So with that in mind, you should take what you can do more seriously than that closet I told you about, having a bunch of paintings in there just sitting there. And all the art is going somewhere. In fact, most of them forgot they did it. I did some art, I forgot I did it. But when I look at it, I remember it because I did it. And as if a second thought, it is no art I forgot I did. No. It's easy to do that, to do art and just sit it aside like it's nothing. It's very easy to do that. That is the danger. That's the second danger of art, behind fear. Is not taking yourself serious when you do art. So, what should we call that? We should call it neglect. Exactly, sweetie. I was about to say, yeah, that fit. Neglect. That word neglect is the artist's enemy. It's the second artist's enemy. That's neglect. That's doing something and not taking it serious. I'm taking this serious on screen, even though it's this right here. This is the only place you'll find that picture right there y'all looking at. I take that very serious. Very serious. And I know it means something, I just don't know what. That is what makes life so damn interesting. Because you never know what means what and what's nothing. You just have to wait and see the mysteriousness of life. And that picture right there, it speaks to me. And it came out of me in the most awkward time. And I believe it's for a reason. And I wanted to share it with you guys. And I appreciate you listening. So, this is what y'all gonna do, y'all true Rashid lovers out there. Y'all gonna stick by my Google page for more Rashid content when I come across it. And I do have a show in a couple days, and I want you guys to come here and view it for the holiday, and happy holidays to you guys. Okay? And I'm gonna move on, and thank you so much for your undivided attention. I really appreciate it. And I'll be talking to you guys later. Take care. Have a nice evening.